Hey, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I want to show you just how easy it is to cook a chicken schnitzel in the air fryer. Well, before we dive into this recipe, I just wanted to suggest that you head over to RecipeThis.com. We've got more than 1,200 kitchen gadget recipes, including recipes for the air fryer, instant pot, slow cooker, soup maker, bread maker, microwave, Ninja Foodie, and many others. We also have a free weekly newsletter, which you can find on the homepage of RecipeThis.com, or you can find it on RecipeThis.com/newsletter. And there you can get our best kitchen gadget recipes sent to your inbox every Friday morning. I have lots of great memories of going to Germany to have a schnitzel, and it's just so simple to make yourself at home in the air fryer. You know, you can do different varieties. It doesn't have to be chicken. For example, pork or veal is also very popular there. And it's just a similar production line that you would have for any other breaded food that you cook in the air fryer. Just a few different seasonings that you add in. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to create what we call the production line. You need a bowl with your flour, a bowl with your mixed eggs, and lastly, a bowl with your breadcrumbs. It is, once you've done your production line, it's one of the simplest foods to cook it in the air fryer. But of course, a food in the air fryer, if you just had them with plain bowls like that, they would be boring and they would be bland. So you want to be seasoning each of these bowls. So for the flour, I recommend some parsley. Then for the egg mixture, because it's already wet already, I recommend a little bit of garlic puree. And then some mixed herbs, Italian seasoning, or some bouquet garni for your breadcrumbs, as well as salt and pepper in your flour and in your breadcrumbs. And then same again for the breadcrumbs. Then you want a fork, and then just give the flour a quick mix, mixed herbs into the breadcrumbs, and of course the egg, because we've got some garlic puree in here. Now, I would normally use tarragon on the flour because it works perfectly with chicken, but my husband has a severe tarragon allergy, so we use parsley instead. But you can easily mix and match with what ingredients you have in. And then once you've got your bowls set up, you'll be wanting your chicken or whichever meat that you're making a schnitzel from. 2 large chicken breasts that we're using. And then the most important thing when you make a schnitzel, how it compares to other breaded chicken, is that it's always butterflied. So this creates a thinner breaded chicken that but looks larger because it's been butterflied. So I'm going to pass you over to my lovely husband Dominic, who's been professionally cooking since 1993, and he's going to show you how to butterfly the chicken breast for a schnitzel, as well as the breading process, so that you can see just how easy it is. Right, so Dominic now is going to show you how to butterfly chicken. It's such a simple process, and we use it in a lot of our breaded chicken recipes. And by butterflying, you're simply cutting it down the middle, but not fully cutting it so that you have 2 pieces. So it kind of opens up your chicken breast and it makes it lovely and flat like you associate with a schnitzel. And this is the same method you would use if you wanted to make your own homemade chicken Kievs, or you wanted to stuff chicken breast and put some lovely seasoning or some cheese in the middle of it. Or let's say you're making a cordon bleu and you're doing the cheese and the ham in the middle. It all works using this same method. And then once you've butterflied your chicken, that's when you can look at seasoning your chicken and adding it into the different bowls. So first of all, after you've butterflied your chicken, wash your hands again because we're dealing with raw chicken here. And then it's time for your salt and pepper. Don't skip this step. Dominic's dropping my salt mill, or my pepper, my salt lid, sorry. And then once you've seasoned your chicken, it's time to do your bowls. So, chicken schnitzel into the flour mixture. Get rid of any excess, then into the egg. And then again, try and get rid of some of the excess because otherwise it makes your breadcrumbs so wet. And then into your breadcrumb roll. And also note, this is part of our breaded series on our YouTube channel, so do check out the rest of the videos. And of course, if you head over to recipethis.com, search schnitzel, you'll be able to find the full printable recipe card that you can print off at home in case you want the exact measurements. And then onto a plate, sorry, or a bowl, any will do. And then you do the same again with any more schnitzel that you have. So flour, brilliant coating on the flour, get rid of the excess, into the egg bowl. And then once it's had a fantastic coating on the egg mixture, then it's time for the breadcrumbs. But notice, if you watch Dominic doing it, you'll notice that he uses his right hand for the breadcrumbs and his left hand for other things. So that means he doesn't have to wash his hands from all the egg that's still stuck on his left hand. So that's just a brilliant time saver way of doing it. And you'll find that nearly all professional chefs will do it like that. And then once you're satisfied that it's had a really good coating on it, then it's time to transfer it to the plate. And then those are your chicken schnitzels. They are done and they are ready for air frying. They can be done as made ahead, as in you can now fridge them and cook them for dinner tonight if you're doing them in the morning, and it's a great time saver. So the chicken schnitzel is now ready for the air fryer. So grab your air fry basket out, and then you carefully want to place them in the air fry basket. Because it's butterflied, you know, it needs a bit more care when you're grabbing it. And it doesn't matter if they're slightly touching each other, because this kind of happens because of the shape of them. It's hard to fit two in the air fryer basket at once, especially if you're doing large chicken breasts. But as you can see, they fit in there all right, and it's perfect for 2 people for dinner. So then, once you've got them in, you want to close the air fryer basket. And I'm going to start them at 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, for 12 minutes. And then we can check on them and see how they're doing. And we've beeped. So, shall we check on it, shall we? And wow, those schnitzels look amazing. Now, I don't mind it just like this. I know other people prefer it a lot crispier with a bit more colour to it. So what you can do is you can actually use a spatula that you've got to hand to turn it over. You can do it with your hands, but it might be too hot on touch. And then do the same with the other one. Because the butterfly, the shapes don't keep that well. But anyway, there you go, it's turned over. And now what I suggest is, if you want it a bit more crispier, extra virgin olive oil spray. My secret ingredient for the air fryer, because it just makes the food so crispy. So a quick spray, and we're just going to give it a little bit longer. So you want to get the temperature up to 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. That is the recommended temperature if you want to crisp up food in the air fryer. And then we're just going to give it 3 more minutes. And we've beeped. Wow, look at the schnitzel now, it's got a lovely colour on it. And then, like I say, you can just get them out the same way that you put them in, And if you look there, they're just so easy, and they're not flimsy at all. And they're fantastic for the air fryer. My only complaint about them is because they're butterflied, they do take up a lot of room in the air fryer. So, you know, if you're feeding 4 people, you'd have to do it in 2 batches. But apart from that, it's very easy. And this is the mess it leaves in the bottom of the air fryer basket. Not too bad, just a bit of the breadcrumbs come off, and you can just pour that into the bin straight away, and it's so easy to get rid of it and clean it up for your next recipe. So our homemade chicken schnitzel is cold enough now for me to chop into and show you what it's like. So first of all, just take a look at the crisp on that. It's absolutely amazing. And of course, if you want more of a crisp, you could do a spray on each side just to give it a bit more of crisp to it. And it tastes really good. And it really makes a difference when you're seasoning your egg boil, your flour boil and your breadcrumbs boil. Not many people do this, and you always notice in restaurants when they haven't. So let me show you a really crispy bit. That's the best bit of crisp that we've got off it. And that is absolutely spot on. So if you're going to do a schnitzel, just note that you can do any of them. Chicken, veal, pork, whatever your favourite is, and have a taste of Germany in the air fryer. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.